Wait, is this going to be your first V-Time?
Yes.
Oh, we popped your V-Time cherry.
Yay, yeah, you have the least knowledgeable Vanguard player on the team doing a V-Time. It's going to be great.
Perfect. Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of V-Time. Episode one. No, we're not in the ones anymore. We're in the 217s. 217. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
And as you probably noticed, I got John with me today, and this is going to be fun.
Now, this is my first V-Time.
It's okay. You'll figure it out as we go. I'm going to read a card. You're going to read a card. I'm going to read a card. You're going to read a card. We're going to discuss in between, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm just going to knock out my appearance early on episode 217.
To be fair, you came into the picture around 170, 150, I want to say?
Yeah. That makes sense.
There you go. All right. Without further ado, let's get this on the road because we got a decent amount of cool and I want to say half depressing news to talk about. So, let's get there. Oh.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes? Mr. Top Deck Heroes, package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes, again.
Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Oh, God, thank you, that was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards? Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this place called
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TDHeroes for a discount.
First, starting us off with some more rares from set 3. And this one is a grade 2 for Dragon Empire called Runway Dragon. Give me a sec. Galimimuspert.
Galimimuspert.
Yeah, you're going to figure out that reading is hard whenever Vanguard names comes into question.
Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. This one's not a lyrical card, and it's not a cute anime girl from another nation. So it's been off my radar.
Yep. So this grade 2 has the ability auto when this unit is placed on rearguard. If you played an order this turn, you may soul charge 2. Very simple, straightforward effect for Dragon Empire. There's decent amount of decks that can play this. You can play this in Eugene with Best Harvest, Gandiva, the same thing. You can play this in Zedlands because it cares about orders, not type of orders. So it's got uses, but at the same time, it's just soul charge 2.
Yep, very simple. Now, again, this is going to be because I'm clearly the expert Vanguard player here who never misplays, but I wasn't known Dragon Empire really needed soul too much. Because if this is a Dark States card, I can understand because that's really good.
Exactly. It depends on the deck. Anyway, John, you get us to read the spicy.
Ooh, this is the Split Nation one. Azure Sky White Scales, Aspronia, and Sapphira. Which is a grade 2. When this unit is placed on rearguard from hand other than during the battle phase, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top of the deck or discard it. Cost Counterblast 1 and perform one of the following. Choose a normal order from your drop and put it into your hand. Choose a grade 2 or greater card from your drop and call it to rearguard.
Utility on a stick.
Yeah, very good. Well, Ketter's really good at... Although the fact that you can run that in Stoic, it would be good for you to stack your deck in Stoic. Pretty much.
You either leave the card on top or put in discard, which means either it's a good card on top or you fill your drop zone for Stoicheia. Then you got the effect for all the Stoicheia nations, especially Zorga, they're just grabbing normal orders and being able to play them, or just, get a free grade 2 or greater card from your drop and onto rearguard.
Oh, what's the one Stoic deck that Alex plays that actually calls the dragons from drop usually?
Exactly.
Yeah, so, I don't remember what the name of it was.
Zorga.
Zorga, right. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I played against it on the channel, but I forget. Again, if it's not a lyrical nation, I don't know what anything does. But, that's good just to recur your stuff, or it can put it in your grave or your drop if you need it.
Pretty much. Overall, not a
then-
very solid card for a grade 2. I do like the fact that
like
all
these.
these dual nation cards are very generic in the sense of you can play these effects early game and still do them. They're not Persona Ride restricted. They're not Vanguard restricted. They just exist.
They just exist.
Oh, you can do this on grade 2. Shit. This is shit. Holy shit. Wait a minute. I'll save the cooking for later. We got to move on to some more comments. This time for grade 2.
This is a Hexorb card? What's a Hexorb card?
It does look like it, but it ain't. Because this is a Rombic Ward Sorceress. Her ability is auto when the unit is placed on rearguard or put on Guardian Circle, cost Energy Blast 3, and this unit gets power 5k and shield 10k until the end of turn, making it either a 15k attacker or a 15k shield.
Ooh. Again, this is good. That I'm glad they're releasing more just generic Energy Blast stuff for like you're using older decks that don't rely on Energy Blast that haven't gotten support yet for Energy Blast. Mm-hmm. It gives it, especially like Quince, which
this is one of those
very
cards
excited
that
about.
it's like it's not a bad effect, but it's a common for a reason. It doesn't really support any deck. It's just I exist. If you want to put me in your deck, you can, but I don't do anything other than being a beat stick and an interceptor or just a shield card.
Yeah, 15k shield if you need it.
If you have free energy, some decks do use that energy.
Oh, I said it's better for the older decks that don't have any new energy support yet.
Pretty much. Alright, moving on.
Elusive Wing Dragon Fjarmha. It looks like a Nordic name. I'm gonna go with Fjarmha.
The Japanese, as close as I can get to it, is Farmia.
Fjarmha. I think Fjarmha is what they're going for.
There you go.
When this unit is placed on rear circle, if your Vanguard's grade is less than or equal to your opponent's Vanguard, discard up to one card from the top of your deck, and this unit gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Or in the drop, this is rear circle and drop. When your other card is discarded from hand during your turn, Energy Blast 3 and remove this card, choose one of the discarded cards and put it into your hand. Oh, so it's just a recycler even if it's in drop. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's basically like, oh, you're going to ditch for a ride, you're going to ditch for effect, you're going to ditch for stride, you're going to discard a card from your hand for any means, and this is either on rearguard or in drop, just Energy Blast 3, remove from the game, and get that card back. Fucking free real estate.
I was about to say early game, or let's say if you're hurting for your cycle cards, you can ditch that for first turn, ditch your cycle for second turn, and if you don't get another cycle, you can get your cycle back.
You have just pointed out something that I need to double check real quick. No, okay, cool. It's not broken, but yes. So overall, we've seen all 4 of these already for the other nations. This is the Stoicheia one. The last effect is the same across the board. The first effect is just nice, being a 10k body and potential mill. So for
Do the
Stoicheia,
first effects differ for the other nations? Because I haven't seen them
yes.
yet. Okay.
Dragon
But the
Empire
second
has
one's
a 13k attacker. Dark States has a Soul Charge 1 10k attacker. Keter has a 10k that looks to the top card of the deck.
As Keter does.
Yeah, we have Stoicheia the Mills. What am I missing? Dark States, Brent Gate. I forgot
Lyrical?
exactly. Yeah, Lyrical is the next one we're going to talk about.
Oh, neat. I've seen this one.
Yeah.
I've seen this one.
Some Dragon Elstino. Her first effect is auto when this unit is placed on rearguard if your Vanguard's grade is less than or equal to your opponent's Vanguard's grade. This unit gets 2k until the end of turn. Then if you played an order this turn, Soul Charge 1 or Energy Charge 1.
Yeah, potential new Willista ad or a Loro ad.
Exactly. And then, of course, the second effect of when you did something, add it back to hand, yada, yada, yada. I do
Or
like
Michu.
the fact that
Probably run it Michu too.
you could. I just remember Brent Gate is very similar. It's also gains 2k and you Energy Charge or Energy Charge 1, yeah. So this is technically a better Brent Gate version.
God, you know what I wish it was? I wish it was a counter charger.
No.
Lyrical needs counter charge.
The only
Although there's
restriction
already order specific counter charging, so I mean they don't really need.
The only restriction this one has compared to the Brent Gate one is the fact that you have to play in order the turn you play this.
I mean in Lyrical that's not super hard.
Not really.
Especially since they just released those generic orders.
Exactly. So overall, very good cards. I'm pretty sure almost every single deck is going to be running some form of copy of this because it's just too good. You see it early game, you ditch it. You ditch another card, and you energy blast 3 and grab back the card you ditched. There's just so many implications. You probably don't know this, but these cards get even more busted in Stride decks because you can discard your Stride fodder, and most of your Stride fodders draw you a card, and then you bring it back. So there's a card that says when it's discarded riding grade 3, or discarded for Stride, you draw a card. So you discard it, draw a card, ride your grade 3 from Ride line, use this effect, bounce it back to hand, and then discard the same card, draw a card again just to Stride.
I mean, you do that with Calibre with the dragon.
Exactly.
So yeah, and the dragon's useful not just for discarding because you play it that turn too. You get another draw out of it.
Unfortunately, that combo is not going to work in Standard because we do not have a Stride deck set in Standard for Lyrical yet.
Yet.
Anyway, moving on, John. We got one more dual nation.
We have another dual nation. Dark Bond Abyss, Surga, and Dar Gage. Dar Gage. I think Dar Gage sounds cooler. When this unit is placed on rear circle from hand other than during the battle phase, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of set orders in your order zone plus 1. Choose a card from among them, put it into soul, and if you looked at 2 or more cards, shuffle the deck, counterblast 1, and perform one of the following. Choose a grade 2 or greater unit from your soul and put it into hand. Choose a set order from your soul and put it into hand. That's an EVA. That's going to go in EVA eventually.
This has very much implications in a lot of decks. Of course, from Brent Gate decks, if they play set orders, it's just like, let me look at the top deck. Let me deck thin, because it says choose a card from among them, put it into your soul.
What's the newer one that got announced? The mech Brent Gate ride line, the one that puts the arena out.
Oh, Rotovisor.
Yeah, Rotovisor.
This could be useful in Rotovisor. I'm gonna need more to counter charge, but yes.
I'm just flexing the little knowledge I have.
Wait a minute, this could actually be decent in Rotovisor because what you do is you have, by the time you either play this in early game or late game, you have, let's say, 2, maybe 1, whatever. You look at the top cards, you deck thin by putting something in a soul, and then you counterblast 1, and you can potentially choose a grade 2. Oh no, grade 2 finish open. Oh no, I can't break it. Damn it, I can't break it.
Well,
I was trying to break it.
Brent, wait, what's the unit? And no, that's a grade 1 unit. I was thinking the unit that sold that countercharges you in Brent Gate, but that's a grade 1.
Exactly, I was going the same direction, but it's something. Simple, straightforward, nothing too good.
Wait, go back real quick.
Going back.
Yeah, just cute. I like that.
I do like the fact that these dual nations, because they are having dual units on them, are also dual race, because we have this as a demon cyber dragon.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
There's 2 units, so there's 2 races. Anyway, moving on. More set 3 commons. This time from Brent Gate, a grade 3 called Traction Conversion Truck Trailer. What kind of Transformer ass name is this?
Traction track trailer.
Exactly. Anyway, auto rearguard. When this unit attacks, discard the top card of your deck. If you discarded a trigger unit, choose a blitz order or set order from your drop and put it into hand. If you did not put a card into hand, this unit gets 5 until the end of that battle. Honestly, a very simple effect. Nothing too special, but very interesting.
I like how it says discard the top card of your deck. Is that normal? It doesn't just send the top card to deck to drop? Yeah, I thought it was send card to drop, or it would be worded differently.
No, this is worded correctly. It's just for Brent Gate, this has never been done. This is more of a Stoicheia type effect.
Yeah, Brant doesn't really mill a whole lot.
Exactly. But like I said, it's a common for a reason. Maybe it's going to have some effect with the card that's going to be in this segment coming out, because we do have a potential new Brent Gate thing here. Potential. Until then, we got to move on.
Yep, next one. Fresh Verger Protector Stigald. Continuous effect in rearguard or guard circle. If your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard, or your damage zone has 4 or more guards, this unit gets +5 power, +5 shield. That seems like a very generic ability.
Because it is.
Yeah, I'm guessing every nation's getting one of these.
Yes-ish. Yes-ish. Also, I need to figure out why my... No, that's beside the point. But yes, it's super generic. It's straightforward. I do like the fact that it's a grade 2. It's a grade 2 8K.
I heard about this next one too.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. So we got 2 new orders inside of Festival Collection. One's a Blitz order, and the other one is a Regulus piece normal order. Now, why is there so much emphasis on what is what, how is how, and all that? Because the order we got, the Blitz order specifically, we got is Elementaria Sanctitude. Now, before
another Elementaria.
Pretty much. Before I confuse people, oh wait, we already have this. Let me read the effect. So, as per usual, Sentinel, and the fact that you cannot have, more than 4 Sentinels, yada yada yada, as well as the extra continuous ability of you may only have 1 Elementaria Sanctitude in your deck. That stayed the same, and for good reason, because this Elementaria Sanctitude says, play this with discard a card from hand if your crest zone does not have a crest other than Energy Generator. If your opponent's crest zone has a card other than Energy Generator, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. Remove this card. So it is Elementaria Sanctitude. But
this is one that grade 4 decks can run.
Pretty much. So, remember, John, when you played Elementaria and Calibre, you technically...
Yeah, and I did the public service announcement that I messed up. I remember that.
Yeah, you technically... you did the right thing. You did it too fast. It didn't come out yet.
Yeah. I mean, well, technically that game was the same because I still discarded a card to use it. So,
exactly.
If it was a regular Sentinel, it wouldn't have changed anything. But, this one's going to be cool.
Yeah, overall opinion about this card, you said it perfectly. Grade 4 decks can now run it. So, I got Calibre, Bruce, Bastion Prime, Mahar Nirvana, Mag Elder. Basically, those decks can now run Elementaria because they're not going to have an extra crest. And this one might be able to be activated against stuff like Stride deck sets, stuff like Mushy King, stuff like Token Rambu, etc., etc.
Well, I think this is interesting because it's going to add a lot more foresight in deck building. Kind of like how you have to choose how you do like heal units, like special heal units. You have to pick on what's going to be your biggest problem, like whether it's a +1 crit or multi-attack. This one, you're going to be, am I going to go up against a grade 4 deck or am I have to go up against a crest deck? And then, so it's going to start having people have to be more picky about which Sentinels they run.
Overall,
but also, this also gives some plus to guard restricts. So this helps for people who have to deal with guard restrict a lot.
What's the funny part about this? I was talking to some friends and having a little discussion of, well, is this better? Is it worse? Is the original better? Is the original worse? Yada, yada, yada. Overall, if you think about it, the decks that this can go in and stops basically contradicts the decks that the other one can go into and stops. Because both of them will work magic wonders against Stride decks and grade 4 decks. But you take away the grade 4 decks that this cannot stop, but then you add stuff like Mushy King and other things. Like, overall, just having more decks that can run a version of Elementaria Sanctitude has increased, is the point.
All I know is, in the future, when quintuplets are in the meta all the time, because I believe that future will come about one day, this is going to be a staple.
Against quintuplets, correct.
Because all the quintuplets make another crest, so...
Yep. There is one more thing I want to point out for people that might have not realized, if they have not realized. This Elementaria Sanctitude works against Stride decks at all times. So you can finally, for free, guard that pesky Chronojet Dragon GB2 ability. Have fun.
Wait, I'm confused. Is this a different Elementaria? Is it the same name with a different effect?
It is the exact same name with a different effect.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Then what I said earlier doesn't make sense. You can still only run one. You have to pick.
Correct. That's literally the reason they did it. They didn't want to give it a second name and then say, well, you can run one or the other, but not both. This way, by giving it the same name, the effect is still there, so you can only run one of them, and they just, have different effects.
I forgot what the original one's name was because I just know it as Elementaria. I thought it was just a new Elementaria.
No, it is the exact same name, letter for letter.
Well, that changes things. Ignore everything I said before because then your decision making is still the same.
Anyway,
Ignore me.
that was the Blitz order. John, we got a new Regulus piece now.
Ooh. Oh, a new Regulus piece. Oh, I didn't hear about this. I heard about the Blitz order, but I didn't hear about this one.
Well, you used to
Radiance
play Yu-Gi-Oh,
Calibre.
right?
Yes. Oh. I just read it. Hold on. Let me get to the good part. Radiance Calibre. Regulus piece. You may have one Regulus piece in your deck and use a total of 1 time in a fight. Perform one of the following. Draw 2 cards, put this card into soul, and countercharge 1. Yes! It's a Regulus piece that I can run in Lyrical that's not Forbidal.
So yeah, basically you either get a Soul Charge Countercharge card, or you get Pot of Greed.
Yeah, which is great.
I will say this, out of all the Regulus pieces, I think this one is potentially the weakest. But at the same time, decks that just didn't have enough grade 3s or rank grade 4s, so didn't have to run Forbidal. Decks that didn't really care about Persona writing, so it was like, alright, whatever. And then decks that, like, we got so many Regulus pieces right now that almost every single one of them has a place somewhere if you find a space.
Well,
So this one is
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this one is just like, it's nice to have a counter charge for every nation. Let's say it like that.
I mean, the 3 I'm most familiar with is Forbidal, the Grail, and the Shield one, which I forgot what that one does.
Yeah, but those are all offensive, and we're talking about, we technically have 2 Regulus pieces that are defensive. But still, point stands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be really excited about this. I have 3 Lyrical decks that this can go in that don't have a Regulus piece in it already, and I'm excited about it.
Oh, there we go.
Because once again, Lyrical has a countercharge problem.
Yeah, it actually does, doesn't it? Anyway, moving on. We got more commons and more rares from set 3, and this one is a grade 2 for Dark States called Enleven Magician. Her ability is act rearguard once per turn. If 3 or more of your cards were put into soul at the same time by a card's ability this turn, counterblast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets power 5k. Which is...
But Philip, how is a Dark States card going to get cards into their soul?
Yeah, no clue. Fucking no clue. The only thing that is very important here is that it says if 3 or more of your cards were put into soul at the same time.
Is there a card that soul charges 3? I'm sure there is, but
there's cards that soul charge 4. There's certain cards that do soul charge 3, but in weird ways. It's not an actual soul charge. It's choose 3 cards, put them into soul. So there's ways to activate this.
Larger soul charging is mainly a Vanguard specific ability.
Yes and no. You'd be surprised. I'm honestly trying to think. So
I'm not a Dark States player. I don't know.
I am a Dark States player, so I'm honestly trying to think what cards can actually utilize this. Chaos can be potentially one of them. If you use the Chaos Order and put 3 cards into soul, this will work. Of course, not excluding what's the call card? Pandemonium Tactics, that's the card. It's a Counterblast 1 soul charge 4 card, so that works right away. There's not many actual cards that just do the thing. Like, you can technically put this in Unica with Unica's order that chooses 3 trigger units from drop and puts them into soul. So there's something. I feel like this is meant for the new Dark States ride line in set 3. Because there's not many that just mass soul charge in one effect.
This is a common, right?
This is a common.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's too vital, but it would be interesting to pull it off.
Oh, there's one more common we gotta read.
Shady Investigator, another Dark States. When this unit is placed on rear circle from hand, Soul Blast 3, draw a card, and this unit gets +2 until end of turn.
This is just, honestly, in my opinion, a worse Gungan Ram.
I was going to say, Soul Blast 3 especially if you're in a dark states where your Vanguard relies mostly on soul blasting, might be a bit of a cost.
It is and it isn't depending on the deck. There is a card that came out in set 1 of Overdress that's called Gungam Ran. His ability is when this unit is placed on rearguard, soul charge 1. It's a mandatory on-play soul charge, but his second ability is Act, Soul Blast 3, draw a card. So as long as he exists on the board and you can reliably put cards into Soul and Soul Blast them, he'll constantly plus you. Unlike Shady Investigator, where this on place do the thing.
Yeah. So you'd rather just run that instead of this.
Not to mention, if you plays Gungam Ram, he Soul Charges 1, so he's technically a Soul Blast 2 to draw a card at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like, if you take the 2 Dark States cards we talked about, find a way to Soul Charge 3 in one instance, play the act ability of the grade 2, Cannibalist 1, give it power, draw a card, and then plays this Soul Blast 3 cards and draw another card. So there's something there, but a bit convoluted for comments.
And they can't all be bangers.
It cannot all be bangers, you're correct. But with that being said, that's been it for this week's leaks. Kind of small because we're only seeing Festival mostly, nothing too major here or there to be expected. Speaking of stuff, major stuff actually, next Tuesday stream, we are finally getting, they're not even waiting, they're just going, you know what, this set is called Dimensional Transcendence, so here you go. That's next Thursday. We are getting Super Dimensional Robo Dayusha. Holy fucking shit.
Who dat?
You are a new player. Holy shit. If you do not understand the importance of Dayusha, you are very much a green bean.
Yeah. It's well established, Philip. Thanks.
The Yusha was one of the first Dimension Police boss units that's also a giant fucking mech robot.
Cool.
So there's a lot of...
Brent Gate?
A Brent Gate encounter card.
I'm learning. I'm slowly learning.
It's a Brent Gate encounter card. So, for actual Tuesday stream, sorry for the fuck up, we are getting the 2 new over triggers. And, you know...
excited for that.
Yep. The old ones were red and blue, or the generic ones were red and blue, and this ones are yellow and purple. Huzzah.
So we are getting new triggers.
We are getting new over triggers with new over trigger effects that go in every nation.
Okay, Lon was making me feel like I was crazy because I was referring to that and he thought I was talking about the red and blue reprints.
No. We're actually getting nationless over 2 new nationless over triggers.
So the first one is a restander. That's the blue one's a restander, right?
The blue one is grab something from drop, give something a critical.
Right.
The red one is if something is standing, it can attack, stand, attack. And if you do not have any rearguard standing, you can draw a card, call a card from hand.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder what these ones will do.
No fucking clue. If they're anything like the blue and red, it's gonna be fucking busted. All right, moving on to the news section. We got more information about FESO Booster and some of the reprints coming. And as you can tell from John's reaction, we got these lyrical promos as reprints in Festival, and they're really fucking good.
Oh, I'm not as excited because 2 of these are already built for me. I already have Hazard and Kyrie built, so I'm not as excited.
It's good to have more. We're getting the Petralka Grade 3, we're getting the Bind Zone Fixer, the Kyrie Jump Rod, and the Hazard, and as well as, wow, I'm blanking. I played the deck and I'm blanking. Medial, thank you.
Yeah. Who is my next lyrical build that I'm probably going to do.
There you go.
So I like her.
But that's not the only things that are getting reprinted inside of Festival.
These are really important ones.
Are getting pre-printed in Festival, and these include not only the new Fox promo, or stealth promo, but that also Sajest. It's a fucking expensive card right now.
Sajest, he's the over trigger one, right? That buffs himself on trigger C's. Yeah, I remember him.
Then we got Prison Dragon, Freiheit, the Direful Doll, as well as Yukai again.
Yuika, yep.
Yuika. I keep calling her Yukai. I don't know why.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about Sajas because once again, Quince.
And then another Yuika.
Me and Lon were lamenting about this earlier. We were like, yeah, we just finished buying all of our playsets. Gee, thanks for reprinting them now. We just dropped $90 on a playset.
More, man. You need more reprints.
You're right. Now, well, again, if I keep my case splits, then I get to keep my Yuikas. I'm okay with that. And I'll be able to slowly build my playsets up.
Speaking of more reprints, there's more reprint promos inside Festival, including the Owl for Bastion, the boss unit Tachikaze Dragon Empire, the boss unit Dark States Time Dragon, the boss unit Stoichea Flower Lady, as well as the Leonore and Grenfia Grade 2, the Powerful and Friends Grade 2, as well as the Blitz Grade 1 that lets you draw cards when stuff is called from Order Zone.
Yep.
These are actually some amazing fucking promos to get reprinted.
I know the Grade 1 Brent Gate's the one that in prison, right? So whenever they call from...
Yep, whenever you try to call
prison,
something from prison, you
Soul Blast 1 draw, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one. Okay, cool.
It's
I'm
good
learning.
thing.
I'm learning. I'm recognizing shit. At least I was recognizing most of the ride lines you were mentioning. So,
if you ever decide
starting to learn.
if you ever decide to build Fortia or Herminia, you're gonna need that grade 2 lyrical promo.
I think I already have a playset of her actually.
Oh, there we go.
Because
and then
she came out in set 2, I think. And
yes.
And
then last but not least, regarding the FESO Booster, because it is introducing the dual nations, as well as a great new grade 1 triple rare generics. Of course, they're going to be coming in frame rare foil. Now, you might be wondering, well, if the dual nations are frame rare, how are they going to be framed? Well, very, very on the nose, half and half.
They look so good.
They do.
They look so cool.
I honestly was wondering how they were going to do this, and this actually caught me by surprise. The nice half and half split.
Man, again, I'm kind of sad Lyrical doesn't get any dual nation cards.
There was speculation that Lyrical were going to be added in, and there was going to be 6 of them. Unfortunately, the second we started seeing the first 2, that speculation went out the window because they're following the same dual nation pattern as the dual nations that already exist.
I mean, we're supposed to be part of the main set now, or we're part of the Cool Kids Club. Why don't we get stuff?
Because you're getting a whole ass lyrical booster again for some fucking reason.
You're right. You're right, which I can't wait to cover because I have 3 of those decks and they're getting their dress overs.
Anyway, last week we talked about how the Faded Clash set 1 of DZ in English is going to have not only box topper promos that are fucking amazing, and they're going to be also tournament promos. But now this week we also got already announcement that set 2 of DZ and what its box topper promos and tournament promos are going to be. And this is an amazing spread. We got Kunai for, those Soji Doji players, because you're getting Soji Doji grade 3, so get your Kunais early.
Yeah, because Shoji Doji definitely needs help right now.
Yes, I know, right? We are getting technically it's a horse, I think. But basically the gear goat or whatever it is.
Goat? Yeah, it looks like a goat.
It's more of a goat than a horse, yeah. But basically, the time stampering Chronojet promo, that's going to be amazing. Heroes got their promo reprint again, but it's a good promo to be reprinted. We're getting the Ezo Grade 2 for Keter. We're getting the Maggie Jump Ride, which is a very interesting pick. And I'm sad for this pick. I do play Michu, but this order does not find its space in Michu. We're getting the Michu normal order, the normal order.
If anything, it's a one of in Michu, because I think I'm currently running it as a one of, but yeah, it's good, but you're right. With the new set order that came out, the new flower card, it doesn't have room anymore.
You got 8 cannons now. You don't need any other orders.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, that's been it for most of the news regarding cards. Now let's actually talk about some drama.
Oh boy.
So
spill that hot goss, Philip.
Most of you guys watching probably already know, because Twitter and other social media content creators have already blown up about this. So we're just going to give our quick 2 cents. And I'm glad John is completely clueless on this. basically, Bushiroad announced the fact that they caught someone at Worlds who has been known and has been warned to be a known cheater, basically cheating at Worlds.
Was this the Worlds that just happened?
Correct.
Or was that last year? Oh. That's the one you and Lon were at.
Yep. The problem that happened with their announcement is that not only did they technically catch this, is the fact that they said there not gonna be any repercussions. They basically just made an announcement, yes, we are aware this happened. Yeah, that's it. We're not gonna take anybody's title away, we're not gonna ban anybody. It's like, yeah, here. This just exists. And the community fucking exploded. There's so many content creators that posted about this. There's so many other people that griped about this. And I completely agree. Let's get that out of the way. I completely agree with everybody. This was just a huge mistake on Bushiroad's end. Because there's so much... John, you can't believe this, but so many people provided actual video evidence from multiple different events throughout the years.
Of this person doing this, or was it like a group of people, or was it
one person?
Oh, okay. And they placed. They're gonna rank. They placed high, I guess.
I think they got second in Worlds.
Oh, well, shit.
Yeah. So you see the magnitude of this.
That's actually a big deal. So were they just shuffling by like basically just stacking, essentially, just looking?
Honestly,
at it
I'll be completely honest. I did not go into this too much because I feel very like, what's the word? Disappointed that this is even becoming a factor and that it was handled this way. So I didn't care too much of what was happening. It was just like, I can't believe this is happening.
But thankfully,
it's more the fact that they didn't do anything about it. I think is probably the.
But thankfully, WCC Kai made a very cool parody video explaining the situation, and from what I can tell is the person in question, whenever they would cut the opponent's deck, because you do have the option of either cutting the opponent's deck or even taking the opponent's deck and shuffling it. That is your right. But the way they would pick up the deck was unnatural, because apparently what they were doing is picking up the deck, looking at the bottom card of their opponent's deck as they're moving it towards themselves, and then shuffling the deck in a certain way where either that card stayed on bottom or shuffled its way to the top. So for example, if I see a useless unit, and I know that after I shuffle your deck and place it back, that you will be performing stuff like drive checks or something, it gets shuffled to the top, and now your drive checks are, blank.
Yeah.
Or you see a very cool over trigger and it stays on bottom. Like I said, WCC kind of made a very cool parody video on it.
I'll link it to you later, and I'll link it down in the description. It's actually really funny.
Yeah, this is a kind of technique that's way beyond my realm of understanding. I can look at a card and go, "That's pretty." There you go. What do?
But after all that. But after all that hubbub,
my distinct Vanguard. Oh, sorry, I keep doing it.
Could you finish or let me?
Yeah, okay. My distinct Vanguard style is. Excuse me. It does what? That essentially sums up how I play Vanguard.
But basically, after all the hubbub, which is very much deserved and very much needed, Bushiroad then made a new statement saying, in light of new information that we have received, more like was thrown at, we will be reinvestigating this case in concert with the TCG development team and Bushiroad Inc. A decision and announcement will be made before May 1st. We would like to request members of the community remain civil and refrain from making comments or videos that target groups or individuals related to the incident. Yeah, that's too late. People already did that.
First time on the internet, Bushiroad.
Oof.
So that decision should come up soon. That's in 3 days.
Like, I think, and people can
correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I think the biggest issue here is the fact that no repercussions were taken. That this thing
was just let go.
I mean,
Like-
the only real outcome of this is either they do or don't get booted from their spot, right? Essentially, everyone just get bumped up one, I guess.
Yeah, but this is Worlds, and stuff becomes very weird if you do stuff like that.
No.
Basically,
I mean, that's the only real fix to the problem. I mean, that's unless they say we'll do better in the future. We'll try make sure this doesn't happen again. That's
Like,
essentially
look at
the only
this
two
way.
outcomes we can have.
This was the original post. I read the updated post. This was the original. We have been made aware of a case reported in improper shuffling and recently concluded Bishop Champions Series 2023 World Finals, and would like to apologize for not realizing during the tournament, which is very valid. You know, you didn't realize it then, you got aware of it now. While such an incident would warrant a penalty during a tournament, we will not be imposing any further penalties as the issue was only discovered after the tournament has concluded. We'll be taking measures to improve our oversight tournament, avoid returns. We would also like to remind all players that as decks are non-public area, yada yada yada. It's like we caught this, but it's, you know, it already happened, so we can't do anything, and we won't do anything about it. And I'm not gonna find it now. If I find it, I'll put it on screen right now. But I'm pretty sure someone retweeted a case from like 2018, 16 or something, where it's like, oh, someone got caught cheating. Yeah, they're gonna get banned from all these events now.
Yeah. Well, and also I was gonna say they probably didn't catch it during the tournament because remember they had that entire when the system went down and everything. They had a lot of shit to manage at the time. That's probably why they didn't catch it at the time.
Exactly. But yeah, welcome to new Vanguard drama there. You know, we can't escape.
Oh well, it's bound to happen eventually.
Yep. Well, but with
Like
that,
I said, first time on the internet.
that's actually a very, 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 very valid statement. But with all that being
Could be
said,
worse.
we
You could
can
be
actually.
a Star Wars content creator like I am. That never runs out of drama for that.
But with all that actually being said, we can actually end the episode here. So thank you everybody so much for watching episode 217 of E-Time. If you liked the episode, please like, share with your friends. Comment down below if you already haven't what your thoughts on the whole drama are, or if you're excited to see what Dayusha is actually going to do. I'm pretty sure the latter is going to be better than the former. But if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified, maybe even become a member for some awesome perks. But with all that being said, I've been Philip.
I'm Jonathan.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Did you just clap? Because I didn't hear it.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear it. So I was
You want to clap on your end? Did you clap?
Yes.
And I didn't hear it.